Will Hunter get his first major win this season? Who can stop Lauren Weeks? And most importantly, who will get their place at the Hyrox World Championships 2025? Hey, what is happening, people? I'm Woodsy and this is my channel, Woodsy Workout, where I give out coaching and tips on all things Hyrox and hybrid fitness. I've done videos on technique, training methods and race strategy, so if that's what you're looking for, then subscribe to stay up to date. Today we are previewing the Glasgow Elite 15 major. It's the fourth and final major of the season, and there are 3 qualifying spots for both the men and the women, and it's the last elite race. After that, there's just a couple of last chance qualifiers, so this race is really kind of almost more importantly who are the big names that have yet to qualify, just as much as who are taking the win or the podiums. So let's take a look at the lineup, starting with the women, and I want to preview this as always by saying a massive well done to everyone that qualified for this major. Both men and women are truly top quality athletes, and these races are getting really exciting, so it's hard to pick and predict who makes it, and that makes it all the more exciting. I know this sport is still early in its development, and a lot of the elite guys are kind of close-knit and may or may not pay attention to videos like these, but I'm just going to highlight a few athletes of interest, and by keeping it short and concise, I might not mention everyone, but I think every time that I've done one of these preview videos, there's been someone that I don't mention that surprises me. So with that being said, I wanted to give you some background and some picks on who to look out for in the Glasgow major. Lauren Weeks is coming in as the favourite. Her main opponent, Meg Jacobi, has been out for the last couple of majors with a spinal injury. She will be missing this one as well, but I have heard that she's on the mend and will hopefully be competing in the World Championships. Lauren, if you don't know by now, has the most major wins in Hyrox history. She finished second to Meg Jacobi in the World Championships, and then second to Joanna in the Amsterdam major, and the other 2 she's won. So like everyone, she is beatable, but when it's her day, she is known to really break away early, and she's just coming off of a strong win in her hometown of Las Vegas. So she's coming in hot. Joanna Wetrick has certainly proved that she's legit and she's here to stay. In her first year, she's reached the podium in every major, including a win in Hong Kong, and has recently thrown down a fast mixed doubles time with Hunter McIntyre, just 20 seconds off the world record. My only concern is, can she keep going? She's already raced 13 times in the last 8 months. You might say that's too much, but she is young and she is smashing it so far. The other women racing that have also secured their place are Kate Davey. She has been consistently in the front pack in the last 3 majors and is certainly a podium contender. Linda Meyer, who had a slow start to the season but got 3rd in the most recent major, and Lucy Proctor. Both Lucy and Kate are UK athletes, so they won't have to travel far, which means theoretically the qualifying spots could roll down as far as 8th place, and trying to predict, I'd say 3rd through to 8th in these races is very difficult, as the middle pack of women have been constantly trading places throughout this season and last. Zara Perigiani stands out as a good chance, being a UK athlete on the kind of fringe. Vivian Tafuto also, she finished 3rd at World Championships last year, but has struggled with the majors so far. And Viola Oberlander, who likewise has had a very strong season last year, but has suffered with a couple of illnesses this year. So with that being said, my podium picks are Lauren to take the win. I'm going to say Linda Meyer seems to be back on form, so I'm going to put her in 2nd, and then Joanna in 3rd. Let me know your picks, drop it in the comments. Now on to the men. Before we get to that, I am super excited to announce my brand new book, the Hyrox Handbook. This book condenses everything that I've learned in the last 4 years, both coaching clients and racing myself as well, and taking the best bits from all of my videos I've done and putting it into a helpful handbook that will be easy for beginners to grasp and for veterans to refer back to for tips and tricks on all things Hyrox. We are talking training, race strategy, running, lifting, what to pack, what to wear. It's all there and it's available for digital download on my website, coactiveperformance.com. Now back to the video. And it's another really stacked lineup. We've got all the top athletes from last year's World Championships, apart from Alex Rongovich in the lineup. So it's a bit of a rematch against Michael Sandbach, James Kelly, Pelayo and Hunter. And on top of that, you're throwing in a healthy Tim Venish and Graham Halliday, who's on home turf. It should be an awesome showdown. Out of those names that I just mentioned, Michael Sandbach is the only one still yet to qualify. He was actually leading for a lot of the race in the World Championships last year and eventually finished second. However, he has been very boom or bust with his performances. And although theoretically spots could roll down as far as 9th, and you would expect Sandy to qualify, he has dropped out of numerous races and he can't afford to do it again this time. Hunter McIntyre is making his resurgence. He had a second place finish in the Vegas major and threw down a very fast time in a regular season race in Brisbane. He's very open about his training and he always aims to peak for World Championships. So he believes that he can still go faster and he isn't at his full potential yet. But I do think it was a little bit of a surprise to see Dylan Scott beat him in Vegas. Although he's still the most accomplished Hyrox athlete, I think the likes of James Kelly and Sandy are much closer than they've ever been in the past. James Kelly has had an amazing season. He finished second in Amsterdam, first in Hong Kong, and then fourth in Vegas. In Vegas, James and Tim set off at an absolutely blistering pace, and then he dropped a ways back and then fought his way for fourth place. And I wonder whether he'll go in with the same game plan or a more kind of refined approach. Because you know him and Coach Pericini, they'd be cooking something up and maybe testing tactics for World Championships in June. Some top names that have yet to qualify are Jonathan Wynn, who always seems to be on the cusp of qualifying, but not quite until the very end. Jake Dearden, who's a UK athlete that's had a real breakout this year and stepped his performance up. Rich Ryan, who has had a very fast time earlier this year but couldn't put it together in Vegas against the top athletes. And then similarly, Sean Noble, who had a very fast time earlier this year, but we haven't seen him race against the Elite 15 yet. So fingers crossed his ankles hold up and we can see him on the dance floor in Glasgow. As for my podium picks, I think this is the toughest one to call so far. I'm going to put Hunter in first, James Kelly in second, and then I think Graham Halliday with the crowd support will bag third. But the funny thing is, I wouldn't really be surprised if there's a completely different podium. Either way, it will make for an exciting race, and let me know your picks and your thoughts in the comments. You can check out the rest of my Hyrox videos on my channel, find guides and plans on my website woodsyworkout.com, and follow me on Instagram at woodsyworkout for plenty more tips and tricks on all things health and fitness. Until next time, peace.